Donald Trump is still firmly focused on Gaza and that peace plan holding, but he is turning his attention to the war in Ukraine as well. He's joked in the last 24 hours saying that he told Putin that he might send a couple of thousand Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine ahead of bedding down a meeting with him in Hungary. Joining me now is Democrat strategist Jim Kessler. Jim, he's really got a list of conflicts that he wants to solve. This is the next box, it would seem.
Yes, and look, there's hope here that there can be a breakthrough. The war's gone on for a long time. At the same time, I wish he was not joking about providing Tomahawks to Ukraine. I wish he had provided Tomahawks to Ukraine. Zelensky's wanted that for a long time. There needs to be more pressure put on Russia. The United States has taken the foot off the pedal with Russia over the last 8-10 months. Russia's gotten to, some advantages here. So I do think that, Zelensky could use some more tools to sue for a better peace.
Yeah, well, we saw that meeting last time around and it was very friendly between Trump and Putin. Now that we have the benefit of hindsight, it doesn't seem to have produced anything. Trump was asked about that today. He said, well, that was the meeting that really set the stage. This one, we're going to get down to business.
Yeah, I hope so. Now, look, that meeting they hailed as a breakthrough, and a week later, it showed that Putin outplayed him. So Trump has just never been on firm footing in this conflict. He was, against Zelensky starting out the administration. There was a meeting in February with Zelensky that was a disaster. Putin and Russia made some real gains. That relationship with Zelensky was repaired. So there's a lot of uncertainty here. And I'd also like to say, Laura, a cessation of hostilities, which would be the next thing, some version of a ceasefire, that is not peace. That is a cessation of hostilities temporarily. Looking for a lasting peace, that's going to take a while.
Yeah, absolutely. When we look at Gaza in particular, we see how fragile this is at the moment. But what Trump has achieved in even getting to this ceasefire point is monumental. He's a confidence player, as we all are. He'd be wanting to use some of that momentum to negotiate something between Russia and Ukraine. I don't know whether it really works like that, though.
Yeah, we're looking at different entities here. Like if you look at the Israel Gaza situation, I mean, there was not that much more for Israel to do. I mean, if you trust the numbers coming out of Gaza, 60,000 people killed, much of the area in rubble. There was a sense that this had gone on too long. Whatever Israel had gained militarily and strategically, they're running out of gas on this. The situation with Ukraine and Russia is slightly different in that, yes, there's a stalemate going on. Ukraine is feeling a lot of pain. Russia, except if you're on the battlefield, not feeling that much pain. Yes, some economic pain, but not nearly as much as they could feel. And, it's not driving them to the table. And time is on Putin's side. And he knows that. He wants to drag this out.
Well, that's why, isn't it right, Jim, India, I think agreeing, or at least Trump telling them not to, buy any more Russian oil. That's a significant move.
Right. And in the previous administration, the plan was for India to buy some Russian oil at a lower price so that the world price of oil wouldn't dramatically disrupt the rest of the world economy there. So India was playing by America's rules. We'll see now if India ceases being a buyer there. And that would be one thing to apply some economic pressure on Russia. But there's more that can be done. And certainly supplying arms to Ukraine, which the U.S. has not been doing for the last 10 months, would be something that would help Ukraine at the negotiating table.
While all this is happening as well, Jim, there's still the government shutdown in Washington, D.C. So perhaps the distraction of other wars in other places in the world is a welcome one.
Yeah, no, I'm optimistic that there'll be a resolution on the shutdown because the Democrats made this about one thing, and that was extending what are known as Obamacare subsidies and some healthcare aid that was killed in Trump's big beautiful bill. Everyone knows that's Democrats' price. A week ago, in a White House meeting, Trump acknowledged that's the price, and we need to do something on healthcare. And the situation now is, when are these sides going to get together and just cut the deal? We all know what the deal is going to be. And the question is like, just do it. When are you going to do it? And, I don't think it'll happen this week, but I wouldn't be shocked if it happened before Halloween, which in America is October 31st.
Just do it, in the words of Jim Kessler. I hope they're wearing their Nikes, Jim. We'll see you soon.
See ya.